Here's my promise. I can help you preserve your wealth in a safer, more secure, and legacy-oriented way better than 99% of every option you've heard of, every option you've tried or are currently doing. And I can deliver on that promise without putting you in a position where you have to sacrifice returns. In fact, in 9 out of 10 cases with the men we help, I can get you better returns than you're currently getting. But don't go anywhere just yet, because Wealth Misfit is more than just the #1 place to help men over 50 earning 6 and 7 figures preserve their wealth. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 bold reasons why you should seriously consider subscribing to this channel so you don't miss a single episode. Hi, my name is Chris White. I'm the founder of Wealth Misfit, and our core belief is anchored in this Zig Ziglar principle. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. And that's the first bold reason why you should consider subscribing to this channel, because that core belief is our true north. In fact, it's our driving force here at Wealth Misfit, and our measuring stick of success is straightforward. Did we help you? Did we support you? Did we empower you? Did we inspire you to get what you want? And I'm not talking about just helping you get some of what you want. I'm talking about helping you get everything that you want. And what is it exactly that you want? Well, if you're like most men we've worked with, it's really simple. At the essence of your being as a man, you share 3 common core desires with me and the rest of our Wealth Misfits. Desire number 1 is to be an incredible provider. Desire number 2 is to preserve the wealth you've created as that incredible provider so that you can pursue desire number 3. And desire number 3 is to live an adventurous life that creates impact and leaves a legacy. Now let me pause on you for just a second and say it's not all about you. Because one thing we believe here at Wealth Misfit HQ is that as men in this stage of our lives, it's our duty to call out and call up the next generation of men coming behind us. Because to whom much is given, much is expected. A secondary goal we have here at Wealth Misfit is to support and empower younger men to unleash their superpower so that they can someday be in a position to discuss preserving their wealth as well. So simply by aligning your support and involvement with the Wealth Misfit movement to preserve your own wealth, you are already making an impact in the next generation. If you're saying, yes, Chris, you're speaking my code, then go ahead and punch that subscribe button. Now, the second bold reason why you should consider subscribing to this channel is the linchpin in the code. It's what the entire Wealth Misfit narrative hinges on. Here's what I mean. You're here because you've fulfilled and continue to fulfill desire number 1 of being an incredible provider. You've solved the money problem. Sure, you might want more financial abundance, and we can help with that too, but you're financially comfortable. Where you're facing friction and maybe even confusion, frustration, or even failure is in your ability to preserve the wealth you've created. If you're like most men we meet, you're at least a little disappointed and frustrated with the ups and downs of the market, or you're just looking for a better way to diversify so you don't have everything in the market. Perhaps you've seen your 401k turn into a 201k. Perhaps your annuity isn't performing the way you'd hoped it would. Perhaps you're tired of paying brokers who win even when you lose. Perhaps all of it in some way has been so frustrating for you that you've retreated into a high-yield savings account, but you know in your gut that with inflation running rampant, the high-yield savings is not truly helping you get ahead. And that's where we come in. Our number 1 goal here at Wealth Misfit, above everything else, is to be your number 1 solution for wealth preservation. Because wealth preservation is our number 1 superpower. So to that end, we desire to be the ones in that gap of your life with you, holding and anchoring the line so that you can check the wealth preservation box, and so that your mental and emotional bandwidth is freed up to focus your energy on unleashing your superpower and starting or continuing your legacy project with the peace of mind and confidence you deserve, knowing that your wealth is safe, secure, and continuing to grow. Now, before I go any further, let me be clear about what a Wealth Misfit is so that you have clarity on whether this band of brothers is the place for you. First, a misfit in our tribe is a man whose mindset, whose thinking, whose attitude and behavior set them apart from others in a way that stands out and is clearly visible. It's where a spouse, a loved one, a friend, or a business colleague knows by the way you think, by the way you talk, and by the way you act that you hold a higher standard, that you never settle, that something is different about you in a very powerfully uncommon, counter-cultural way. And that's attractive to them. In fact, it causes them to think, I want that. Second, a misfit doesn't buy into the belief that we are here to save the world in our own unique way, based on a calling of some kind, whether spiritual or self-inspired through life experience. Instead, a misfit turns that belief on its head and says, I'm here to save me. A misfit doesn't see that as selfish in a negative way, but rather as selfish in an empowering way. You see, a misfit aligns with this belief because a misfit knows the best way to really help another man is before he goes external, he goes internal and becomes the best, most powerful version of himself. A misfit knows by aligning with this first principle protocol for living, he will best inspire the next man to do the same. And that's the most powerful way for a man to truly save the world. He's got to go conquer and save his own world first, full stop. Third, a misfit believes that wealth is more than just getting rich. Being rich is your birthright, but true wealth is also about being abundant in your thinking, your spirit, your physical health, and your relationship. Unfortunately, and understandably, a great number of men sacrifice this pursuit of abundance in these areas of true wealth because they are so focused and committed to being incredible financial providers. This is a core reason why the ultimate wealth preservation method used by our wealth misfits is so vital, because it helps to free up the peace of mind and mental bandwidth that our men deserve so that they can begin refilling those other buckets of wealth in their own lives. And by doing so, effectively model that first principle protocol for living to help other men. And in the extreme cases of a man's adventure through life, while growing financially free, he's become beaten down and burnt out around the idea that he has anything of value or significance left to offer the world outside of his chosen profession. This reality is far more common than most men think, and it's a lie the enemy has dug in on. So we can help defeat this mind virus by serving as a new and encouraging spark of light and power to help those men discover and unleash the true superpower they possess, if that's something they want outside of wealth preservation alone. Now, you may be wondering what's so unique and special about our wealth preservation method that's different than everything else. Well, the short answer is that we help men preserve their wealth in a safe, secure, and legacy-oriented way through investing in real estate as a passive capital part inside our real estate company. But it's not just any type of real estate. In fact, it's a strategy that focuses on investing in single-family homes that takes you out of the pain, headache, risk, and low margins experienced by being a landlord or by being anything other than first lien position holder, like you would in a big syndication deal on an apartment complex. Instead, our model puts you into the banker's first lien position of safety, power, and control. It's a new method that until now only top 1%ers had access to. In fact, we learned this unique method ourselves from a top 1%er. There is truly nothing like it when it comes to preserving your wealth safely and securely without having all the hassle, without paying broker's fees, and without sacrificing returns or taking on unnecessary risk. If you'd like to know more, there's a short presentation link on how it all works somewhere around this video. Lastly, before I let you go, here's the third bold reason why you should consider subscribing to this channel, and it's because you get to align with me and my team of wealth preservation experts. Now, I don't expect you to just take my word for it, but here's a few key reasons why I know I have value to offer you. First, I practice what I teach. At close to 50 years old myself, I've solved the challenge of being a provider. That's desire number one. I've solved the challenge of preserving wealth by investing in real estate. In fact, as of the recording of this video, my business partner and I are approaching ownership in 60 properties, where we sit in the banker's position and collect over $85,000 of revenue straight into our bank account each and every month, while sitting on several $1 million of equity and growing. So I've got desire number two of wealth preservation solved as well. That leaves desire number three, which is to live an adventurous life to create impact and leave a legacy. My answer to desire number three is what I'm doing here with Wealth Misfit. This is my legacy project, where I get to share my superpower of helping other men like you preserve your wealth too in a very safe and secure way. So I'm not just a talking head espousing some theory or tactic I read in a book, but I'm actually in the trenches of life, walking out the talk through precision execution with you. Second, one of my biggest passions in life is learning and executing on what I learned in order to level up in life and grow as a man. I've invested well over $500,000 over the last 25 plus years seeking out mentors in business, finance, leadership, sales and marketing, making money online, real estate investing, crypto investing, structuring trust to maximize financial returns so that we pay less in taxes, and the topic of spirituality. I've used those skills to build several multiple six-figure businesses, and now the seven-figure real estate investing business I have with my business partner. I share those results not to impress you, but to impress upon you that I know for a fact that with what you bring to the table and what I bring to the table, that if aligned together, we can 100% level up to new and exciting opportunities here inside the game of life. Third, I'm a decorated military officer and a top-rated professor of leadership and peak performance from the University of Colorado Boulder. What I've learned and built from those experiences is a set of core values that create a safe, secure, and enlightened foundation for you to stand on with me should you decide to stick around. My top 5 values for our Wealth Misfits, in no particular order, would be curiosity, gratitude, detachment, love, and persistence. You'll discover more about those and what they mean in future videos. And then fourth, we've been responsible for over $7 million in counting of other people's money inside of our real estate deals. And never once have we provided our clients a negative return. In fact, we've perfected our wealth preservation method to the point where we are able to consistently provide annualized returns between 12 and 15%. Now, as you consider whether or not to stick around and hang out for a bit, let me close by saying this. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe you found your way here for a reason. In fact, I'll go one one step further and say, I believe we brought each other together through our own thoughts and the energy we are putting out into the world. If you're willing to at least consider that possibility, I then encourage you to hit the subscribe button here on the YouTube channel so that we can continue to get to know each other and hopefully figure out a way to preserve and to grow wealth together. Thanks for your trust. I don't take it for granted. And I'll see you in the next video. If there's anything I said that has inspired you to want to talk further, you're welcome to send me a text to my personal cell at 303-725-2299. And remember, make sure to subscribe to stay plugged into our community. And never forget, fortune favors the bold, and the strongest steel must go through the hottest fire.